What are the top things to do in San Diego for New Year's Eve 2022? Find out next on Jaycation. Hey, what's up, Jaycationers? Welcome back to another video here in the San Diego series. Today we are talking about top things to do on New Year's Eve 2022 in San Diego. So we're gonna talk about the parties that are going around, and at the end of the video I'm gonna tell you exactly what I'm gonna be doing on New Year's Eve. And I wanna know, what are your plans, whether you're here in San Diego or not, what you're gonna be doing on New Year's Eve, bringing in the new year. First on the list for top things to do on New Year's Eve in San Diego is something that happens at noon. They're calling it New Year's Eve at the Plunge. Now this is a family-friendly event where you can do a countdown at noon on the 31st. I think tickets are like $10 to $50. You can go check it out on the website, but it's a family-friendly thing you can do on December 31st here at Belmont Park. And then after that, you can go ride the Giant Dipper, check out some fun amusement park games, maybe even go to Draft, try some San Diego craft beer, and get ready for the night. Maybe drop off the kids at your Airbnb, hotel, or your house and come back over here for the next thing to do. Next up is also here in Mission Beach, and it is the R&B Block Party. Now it is actually thrown by the company that owns Courtyard. Yeah, Courtyard in East Village, downtown San Diego. Now make sure you don't go over to the Courtyard because that's not where the party's at. They're actually just hosting the R&B Block Party here in Mission Beach, and it's $10 to $50 and it starts late in the evening, past midnight. And if you want to be by the beach, come over here. You're gonna have a good time by the water. Let's hope it doesn't rain. This time of year, it's starting to look like it's gonna get rainier and rainier, so make sure you bundle up. Now you want to do something really new and really fancy here in San Diego? Well, head over to the Intercontinental San Diego off of San Diego Bay. It is right across the street from the Broadway Pier. They're having a thing called Gatsby's House, where it's pretty expensive. It's like $249 for the night. I'm sure that you'd probably want to be staying at the Intercontinental or Ubering and lifting there or staying at a hotel nearby. But at Gatsby's House, it's basically a nice celebration over in the Intercontinental Hotel. I just went there in my last video. Go check that out. Seneca Trattoria is a really cool spot, and this style has nice views of the Port of San Diego, so you might want to check that out if you're looking to be a little more fancy. There are definitely a lot of bars and some clubs over at the North Park area, but over at the Lafayette Hotel over in North Park, it kind of reminds me of a New Orleans vibe, down by the bayou, kind of like a plantation slash mansion setting. They have a NYE celebration called Lost in Paris, and it's $100 for the night. Now if you want to have a little different feel like you're outside of San Diego and somewhere in Louisiana or Paris, go check out Hotel Lafayette. They have this celebration going on. Alright, Jaycationers, if you're finding value so far in this video, I'd really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. It really helps distribute it throughout YouTube. Please consider subscribing if you're just discovering Jaycation. I have a ton of content around San Diego, Las Vegas, and the rest of the world. In 2022, we're gonna be doing a lot more San Diego, Las Vegas, and Los Angeles heavy content, so stay tuned for that. And now back to top things to do in San Diego on New Year's Eve 2022. Next on the list is over at the Hilton Bayfront, and that is Big Night SD. They have a ton of local radio DJs over there, and it's a pretty popular party throughout the years here in San Diego. So if you're looking to go check out something that's been going on for years here, Big Night San Diego over at the Hilton Bayfront. There's also a few awesome bars within that hotel. It's right across the street from Petco Park, and you can have a nice little walk down the boardwalk, enjoy the lights and a quiet night. It's really peaceful over there. I just took a walk over there last week and it was really nice. So if you want to check out Big Night SD, it's over at the Hilton Bayfront. Now if you're looking to go sky high and take it to the sky, go to Altitude Sky Lounge over at the Gaslamp Marriott. It's right by the ballpark. I've gone to Altitude during their famous sunset hour where they have happy hour specials there. Now it's $50 for admission, and who knows how cold and if it's even going to be rainy, but they do have a New Year's Eve celebration up at Altitude Sky Lounge. would be a nice place to stay on New Year's Eve. And then if you want to go bar hopping, they got Tivoli Bar down there and 4th and 5th Avenue in the Gaslamp Quarter, which have a lot of great spots like Rustic Root. And yeah, Gaslamp Quarter is just a really cool place to go. I remember in the past I've partied and had one too many drinks over at The Field, which is an Irish bar over there. I think that was New Year's turning into 2006. Wow, that was a long time ago. So I'm hoping the 4K can kind of capture the rainbow behind me, but this will lead us over to our next thing to do in San Diego on New Year's Eve 2022, and that's hitting up Pacific Beach. Now, Pacific Beach has a couple of events over at the Duck Dive. I think they have something, and you can just go bar hopping. There's just so many different bars over there that just change names. I already forget, but there's always going to be checkpoints around these areas, so make sure you're Ubering or Lyfting or staying within the area. Believe me, you don't want to get caught drinking on New Year's Eve anywhere in the world, but especially here in San Diego. So that rainbow is pointing towards PB, so I figured we'd talk a little bit about Pacific Beach. Now let's move on to the next one. Next on the list entails you going on the water, and that's a Flagship New Year's Eve dinner cruise. And Flagship offers this from the Broadway Pier and takes you around the Coronado Bay Bridge. And hopefully it's not raining like I said, but you can enjoy a nice night out on a Flagship cruise. Now I will be linking all of the websites for tickets and reservations down below in the description box, so make sure you check that out. Now if you're looking for more of a party cruise, they do have a Pier Pressure Moonlight Party Cruise. Now this costs a lot more. It's like in the hundreds of dollars as well, and it's also around the San Diego Bay, but it looks like more of a DJ, let's go party type of thing. So make sure you check that out as well. Another option for you on San Diego Bay on New Year's Eve. Also right behind me is the famous Giant Dipper, one of the largest wooden roller coasters on the West Coast. It's a beautiful roller coaster, even though it's really bumpy and it hurts your knees, but it's just a classic thing to do. So let's get back to getting fancy once again. Now head over to Coronado. The Hotel del Coronado is having a NYE gala. You're definitely gonna be dressed to the nines, celebrating the new year in lavish style in old school Hotel del Coronado. Still have the ice skating rink there by the sea. You can still probably check out all the Christmas lights, but then you head in to the Hotel del and celebrate the new year in fashion. Just don't run into any ghosts over there, because there's a few ghosts in those rooms. All right, Jaycationers, we're here at Marina Village, and the next thing we're gonna talk about is something you can do for free around San Diego and its beaches, and that's having a New Year's Eve bonfire. Now here in Mission Bay, there's a lot of great places like Crown Point. Over in Mission Beach, they have some fire pits, Shelter Island. You can go to multiple places around San Diego and have a fire pit and have a good time and stay warm. But here's the thing, hopefully it doesn't rain on New Year's Eve, because if it does, you ain't gonna have a bonfire. But that's a free thing you can do. Bring some food and hang out and have a good time. Now let's head back over towards the Gaslamp Quarter. Another thing that I think that is great to do on New Year's Eve is the Shout House, which is dueling pianos. I used to go to a place called Jelly Rolls over in Walt Disney World at the boardwalk years ago when I was a Disney college program participant, and I just love the dueling pianos. And here in San Diego we have something similar to that over at the Shout House off of 4th Avenue. It's a great place. There's definitely cover that night, but if you want to ring into New Year singing some Billy Joel, some Journey, or whatever else you like, some Sweet Caroline, head over to the Shout House. It's a fun time, believe me. And if you want to bar hop over there, you got Puesto, you got La Puerta, Taste and Thirst. I did on my happy hour video. That's another great place you can check out. So that whole area right there, you can definitely spend a fun evening at. We're now here by the Kivara Basin Jetty, and I did include this in my Hidden Gems video back in January of this year. The video which I attest my channel getting some traction and finally blowing up So thank you to everybody who has subscribed in 2021 and even before that. It really means a lot to me. I hope you guys continue supporting Jaycation, and I have a couple of more places for things to do here in San Diego for New Year's Eve. And the next spot is classy again, and we're gonna head over to La Jolla, down in La Jolla Cove. If you head over to Girard and Prospect Streets. Now, George's by the Cove has a special New Year's Eve dinner, which you can check out. Pretty pricey as well, but there's also other places around that area where you can go bar hopping at night. And La Jolla is just a cool place to spend your last day of 2021 going into 2022. So make sure you check that out. So the next place is over at Viejas Casino, and it's called the NYE Bash at the Park. And Playboy Playmate Nicole Knight, she's also a DJ. She'll be DJing and providing a bunch of music and entertainment that night over at Viejas. Now, if you're to go to this Viejas party, you'll probably want to stay over at their resort. So make sure you check if there's still availability there. I'll also link that down below. But that could be a nice night for you to go out, and if you like gambling, you can gamble. Maybe if you go a little early, go shopping at the outlets and just have a good time over in Viejas. But I definitely don't recommend driving out there, especially if you're gonna have a couple of drinks. All right, Jaycationers, so that will do it for top things to do around San Diego on New Year's Eve. I hope at least one of these things will suffice for you. Now, if you've been wondering exactly what I'm gonna be doing on New Year's Eve, is I'll probably either be at home hanging out with my parents, or I'll be over at my best friend's house in Escondido ringing in the new year with my best friend, their baby girl Mari, and a few of my other friends from around Mira Mesa. So we shall see. I'm still up in the air about it, but obviously, guys, make sure if you have a couple of drinks, don't be driving. Take an Uber, take a Lyft, better safe than sorry, or stay near where you are going to be partying that night, or just don't drink and just have a good time. Just be high on life. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining Jaycation over the past 2021. It's been the biggest year yet. I'm sure you'll see more videos from me before the end of the year, but this is probably the last time I'm talking to the camera, so I'd just like to say thank you and have a happy and prosperous new year. Please consider subscribing. Plenty of content to come in 2022. Please like this video. It really helps distribute it throughout YouTube. And if you want to support me in the new year, check out my Patreon, PayPal, and Teespring. I have a ton of Jaycation gear in my Jaycation Teespring store. All right, Jaycationers, if you have any ideas about San Diego or Las Vegas in the new year that you'd like to see me do, please comment down below and let me know how you're spending your New Year's Eve and or New Year's Day. All right, Jaycationers, we will catch you in the next video. Thank you so much for your support. I love y'alls. And in the words of Ron Burgundy, Happy New Year, San Diego.